everyone. Thank you so much for joining the dumping ground. We are back. We took a little time off, but we're back. Yes, we're super excited for each and every one of you to always connect with us, like, follow, subscribe, all those amazing things that you say on these YouTube streets and podcast streets and all these amazing platforms out here. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're super excited. Our goal this year is, like Dr. Miles Monroe said, is that we are here to make a difference. We were born to leave a legacy, impact, and that's our goal this year. That's our goal, to make sure every day that you are alive, that you're living on purpose, you're living on assignment, and you're doing what God has called you to do. So we're super excited and hoping that you are doing the same thing. Taking a moment to stop to celebrate your wins, all those things, right? Take a moment and pat yourself on the back from the sacrifice, the hearts, the heartaches, the tears, all those different things to celebrate yourself. We're excited. We're waiting on our special guest to come in. She is running a little bit behind, but we know that's okay. I just wanted to pop in a little bit to just kind of give you a little bit of information about this beautiful guest that's coming, and I'm excited about this guest. We actually, the cool part this month, is we're also having another show next week, and it's one of our dear sisters. I'm super excited to be able to have her on the show. I had double booked for this guest and her, and she was so flexible, and I'm just grateful that she allowed the flexibility to do, once you're a one band show, but that's okay. People give you grace and truth. So thank you, our guest for next Tuesday. So make sure you lock in and you tune in for next Tuesday. We're super excited. The guest who's coming soon, I'm trying to wait till she gets here. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm actually rocking her merch right now. And it says My Sister's Keeper. And her website and information is actually in the chat. I'm super excited. I met this young lady. We go to the same church, and it's just so cool how I connected, because we were in a training, and she was wearing this shirt, and I was like, "What? My Sister Keepers?" And I'm like, "Whoa, you're gonna have to give me that information. You're gonna have to uh tell me where you got that from." And she was like, "Oh, I'm the designer. This is my brand. This is what the Lord gave me." So I'm super excited for you guys to hear her story, how it came about, and especially one nugget that I'm excited about, that I was so amazed that, and out of 47 years of my life, never met a particular person that does this job. And I'll leave that suspense for when she comes on to drop that gem on what she does, and how the Lord led her into doing that job in that industry. It's so funny, it's so cool. We're just giving her a couple more minutes, and I'm just, again, thank you so much for joining us today. And yeah, next week, this was I was telling Ariel this week, I was like, I don't know how I did 4 shows every Tuesday. This is just so crazy. Now it's like, it's a lot that goes behind the scene, and connecting with the guests and making sure their schedule is clear and make sure mine is clear. It's a lot of work, but I'm super grateful that I'm able to have this opportunity to do what God has called me to do, even though I didn't want to. But hey, what He knows best. So I'm super excited. Let me just check in back with her. And oh, as you guys see in the comments, they're saying a ton of work. Yes, Dr. Shelley, you the queen of it, and you, Mrs. Pie, and with the guests and aligning with that, it's a lot of different things. But yeah, I'm just super excited to be able to have Kiarra Johnson. She's again, we met at church. We go to attend the same church, and she's a leader in the group at the church. We're part of the New Here team, and look who joined us today!
Hi.
I'm so pumped up. Look what I got on.
Yes. My sister's keeper. Amen.
Listen, I'm so thankful. I know you have a lot going on. You are entrepreneur. You wear a lot of hats. So I'm just grateful for you carving out some time to just talk to our platform. I kind of like gave them a little highlight of one of the job industries that you worked that I've never ever met in my entire 47 years of life. I didn't want to drop the dime. I was waiting to see your beautiful face before we dropped that dime, and how you came into that whole industry. Like, and when I talked to you about it, and I'm thinking it's one thing, you're like, no, it's this thing. So thank you so much for joining us, Kiara. We are so grateful for you. So let's talk about that. Let's just because I already kind of got them piped up. You
Amen.
were a shepherd, correct?
Correct. Correct.
You were a shepherd that had real live sheeps, correct? And
Yes,
we're
not people, sheep.
not people, but sheeps. And when we talked, and you told me this, and I'm 47 years old, and I never met a shepherd my entire 47 years of life. And my silly self says, are you talking about bad? And you were like, no, yes. I'm like, when we hear shepherd, we always equate that to a pastor and the flocks of the people. And it's just when we connected and you told me that, Jim, I knew that you're something so special. And I told you I was watching YouTube videos and TikToks because the sheep only knows the shepherd's voice. So,
Hmm.
and they only respond to that. So you are the real life person who can validate that I know.
Hmm. It is correct. And even in a group of hundreds of sheep, you can whisper. That is how much they know your voice. You can whisper, and they all move and go with your voice. Hmm.
I am so amazed that how I know you said God kind of did you like Abraham, right?
Hmm.
And you know, that is a lot of faith, right? For to just step out into something you don't know where you going, how you gonna get there, all those things that come behind the word that says go. And how did this happen for you?
Becoming a shepherd?
Yes.
Yeah. One day I saw them out on the cliff and I said, man, God, that would be a cool job to be a shepherd. But I never thought that it would be my job. I just was like, that was a cool job. And one day God tells me, if you love it, you'll do it for free. And I'm like, well, I don't even know if I like sheep. And he's like, he just kept repeating, if you love it, you'll do it for free. The next day was a Monday, and I'm like, okay, I'll go down there. And I went and I spoke with the shepherd who actually was tending to the sheep. And he was actually excited to teach me how to be a shepherd. So I just asked, I'm like, will you teach me? He's like, yes. I didn't know at the time that being a shepherd is a really lonely job. It is a job that you do by yourself with just the sheep. So I asked him to teach me, and for 3 days straight, he taught me how to be a shepherd, how to lead them, what to look for, what makes them feel comfortable, what do they do when they're scared, how to get closer without frightening them. Because when I talk about them knowing your voice, that is because you really grew with them intimately. And intimately doesn't have to happen over 30 years. It can happen over 3 days. It just takes intentionality. And so I walk with him and I learn the ways of the shepherd in order to become a shepherd. And by the end of the third day, the owner of the sheep called me and offered the job to me. And by the fourth day, I was getting paid to do it. And I just thought that was amazing because it gave me so many opportunities in ministry without having to learn it by people's hands, without having to hurt people, without having to add to people's church hurt, right? So I thought that was really interesting how God was able to teach me so much about people. I I got stories, but yeah.
And I have you know, we came off the Super Bowl's Holy Super Bowl, Easter, right? And I
Mhm.
had the privilege of leading with you, serving with you. And I just, when you came in, the attentiveness, and you were like, all right, boom, I'm ready to go. Some, I mean, it was like, give me a, that you like, you had the paper, you sat, you kind of like, you didn't even sit down. You just like, boom, ready to go. And I was like, so I have seen you serve in action. And and I can see when you just said all those different similarities and walking with them, being intimate with them. You know what I'm saying? That is just the walk of the shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. Like the walk
Mhm.
with me, the talk to me, and him saying that small, still voice, like I don't have to shout at you, Makisha. You know my voice, even I whisper. Like all those similarities, you just broke down like a whole sermon, bro. Like in 3 days. Oh Lord, bro. You know what I'm saying?
In 3 days.
Just,
You
you
know what God can do in 3 days.
did. I was just like, I mean, like you just broke down a whole sermon from that little clip that you just said. And the part that I love, the fact that you said, if you love it, you would do it for free. And I think sometimes our calling, we want the money to be added onto it. But serving doesn't require you getting any money.
Tell it to the people. Yeah, man, it pays you in other ways. So
Yeah.
it paid me in having a character that God can trust. Right?
Mhm.
At that time, that is literally the lowest paying job I had ever had. Imagine me coming from America, coming from corporate America, and going into an industry that I had no point of reference for to be paid 30 US dollars a day. And I wasn't even full time. I had no benefits. Like, it was a real leap of faith, but I could see God paying me more than what the job paid me. I could see when I leave, people are like, "Why are you smiling so much?" Right? And like, you understand, I just spent the whole day, hours, stepping through sheep dung for hours, right? Walking 10, 11 miles. But I could see like it paid me in having a better heart posture, being more trustworthy towards God, having a disposition towards life where God says, I can put her anywhere. It paid me so much. So there are going to be times in your life where God asks you, let's do this for free. And even if there's, a little bit of money towards it that you'll get paid, let me tell you, it's those moments you really want to lean in because it's going to pay you more than you could have ever expected. Those things that will outlive that season, that outlive the next 10 seasons, right? Those are things that are producing a harvest for you. It's providing seeds, it's providing water, and it's actually tilling the ground to make sure that your heart is good soil. So, man, anytime God asks you to do it for free, just go for it. He'll pay you in other ways.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, you listen, you are a different type of person. Like I can't put my finger on it. It's you just you're a different type of breed. I mean, like, and I'm not the only one that sees this. Like, I know I keep talking about, I know I keep repeating myself because I'm trying to wrap my brain around it, and my brain can't comprehend the uniqueness of you. Like, again, it's like you're so gentle, like, but I can see that, right? Because if you spent time with sheeps, which equate to humans, because we act just like them. Let's just keep it a buck.
We are.
We need somebody to help guide us, keep us focused, keep us on track, and it's just something about you. I cannot put my finger on, bro. I,
Mm.
it's so hard.
Amen. That's good. That is actually something I learned as a shepherd. The whole, because you would get a walking stick or what you would call maybe a rod,
Mhm.
and I had to learn that that's not for the sheep, right? The sheep need to feel comfortable with you. They need to feel like they can trust you, and it is hard to be comfortable with someone that you can't trust, especially when they think that you may harm them. And sheep are really skittish. It is really easy to burn a bridge, right, with sheep and with people. Once
Mhm.
they see you as being violent, they see you as someone that they can't trust, where your character is different the next day, right? That is how you start to lose credibility with your flock. And it really helped me to understand that, like I said, it is as simple as a whisper. It is a whisper. I am here to guide them, not control them. I am here to partner with them and make sure that they get to their destination safely, that they get all that they need before they go back to the pen. Like, to understand the responsibilities of a shepherd, I understand God is like, I don't need more leaders, I need more shepherds. He took me through that season to understand I got enough leaders, enough people that want to be alpha leaders that are right out in front of the pack. He's like, I need some shepherds in this season, some people that will walk alongside my people to help them to get to the good shepherd. Because we've known, like, there's some seasons where I lost the good shepherd.
Mhm.
I lost it. Oh, I was busy being a part of the fringe. I was
Mhm.
busy lagging. And yeah, I look up from my grazing to find, like, where is the good shepherd? So
Mhm.
yeah, there are these people that God would designate in our lives as shepherds to point to the way, to point to the good shepherd and say, this is who he is. But yeah, you have to have the character of Christ. It is not simply just doing the mission, not just taking on the assignment, not just fulfilling purpose. It doesn't matter if you still don't have the character of Christ, to have the heart of Christ. And we know Christ is gentle. He is
Mhm.
patient. He comes in a still voice, but he is our protector, he's our provider, he is nurturing, he is kind, he is mindful and considerate. He is willing to wait with you in the rain, and I've had to do that. He's he's willing to walk with you miles and miles and miles, right? I've had to do that. And he's even willing to carry you. And I've had to do that, right? So I understand a lot more about, I guess I would say, also the kingdom because of being a shepherd. And it has allowed me to teach others how to be better sheep. Sheep that is conducive to the flock, sheep that don't make others go astray, sheep that don't make people leave the church, right? That kind of thing.
Mhm. So let's talk about the rod. When you said the rod, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah. The rod to me is for protection for against what comes against the sheep. It's more of um from any attacks, right? You have a weapon, right? Like to
Mhm.
help you protect those sheep. I mean, like he said, I'm your rod, your staff that comforts you. You know what I'm saying? So all of
Mhm.
the similarities of Christ is in that shepherd heart, right? Because 99 goes, you have 99, one goes away, you're gonna go look for that one.
Yeah, I actually have a story about that, but yeah.
Yes, tell me. Oh God, you gotta tell me. Ooh, I'm just so ecstatic, man.
Sorry, man. Yeah. So one morning I go out, and as I take my sheep out, I notice that there are sheep that are not mine. And I know they're not mine because they have a yoke around their neck, right? They have been tied up. They don't have a pen. They don't have the home that my sheep have. So their owner would have took other means to keep them secured where they were. They would have broken free, and they're with my sheep because the sheep want to be with other the flock. But it was
Absolutely.
just a few, maybe like 5 or 6. So I'm like, God, what do I do? He says, take them out, let them graze with your sheep. And I do, and I start. And but these sheep didn't know my voice. So as I'm guiding them and I'm leading them, they're kind of afraid, like, wait, where are we going? This
Very,
isn't where I'm used to going. This isn't where I'm used to
very
grazing. Right. Where is she taking me?
long.
Right. And they get kind of nervous and they start to go in a different direction than majority of the flock. My flock was around maybe like 300.
Mhm. That's a lot.
And it is. People often ask me, how did you keep track of all of them? You'd be surprised. I had help within the flock, within the sheep, but they started to go in an opposite direction. And when they started to split, they started to call some of my sheep to follow them, where they were confused, like, wait, do I follow the majority or do I follow these sheep? And I asked God, God, what do I do? And he told me, what did Jesus do for you? Right? He left the 99 to follow the one. So I said, okay, I left my majority, right, to follow the few that were going in the opposite direction. And it got worse because they started, I started to follow them, they started to pick up speed. And you start to chase after them, they're going to run faster. And eventually I wind up losing those. I lost the one, the one that made me leave my majority of the flock. I lost them. And essentially they made it back home safe, I found out later. But now I'm in this field and I'm by myself. All of the sheep are gone. I lost all of the sheep in one go. And I cried. God is like, this is what it's like. There are some ministers right now who are losing parts of their flock because people have come in looking like brothers, looking like sisters, and they have led them astray to this this destination that they don't even know. And yeah, so I'm literally disappointed, feeling like a failure because I never expected to lose any sheep. I've been doing good thus far, and I lost all of them in one day. And yes, God literally had to pick my feet up and help me to walk the extra mile to even find them. And when I found them, man, I found them in the valley.
Oh my
I found them in the valley because that's where they like to graze. The grass is sweeter in the valley. I wish it was simple and easy where they love the grass and the cliff, but there's something different about the grass in the valley. There is more water that collects in the valley, so the grass tastes better to them. It's more nutrient, it's more delicious. So they love to go to the valley and they like to hang out there. They spend literally, they'll spend hours there just grazing because it is that much better for them. And when I got there, I found all of them. I recovered all of my sheep, but I cried. I called on the shepherd that taught me how to be a shepherd. I called and I told him. I told him what I had done. I told him what had happened. And he wasn't mad at me. He was patient with me. He even came to my rescue and met me where I was after I had found the sheep. And he encouraged me. He told me that it's okay. And he made sure that I got back out there the next day and did it all over again. I didn't lose any sheep from there, but it taught me a valuable lesson about ministry, about being a shepherd, but also about leadership. And I'll never forget that.
girl, you need to write a book. Like this is like captivating because I see all the similarities from the word of God, like the in the valley, like he doesn't leave you in the valley. Like all the while you were saying that, it was like, I'm with you in the valley. Like it reminded me when he was giving out the manna in the valley, like your daily bread in the valley. Like it's sweet.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like, dude, you need, man, listen, you need to put this book together, an
Yeah.
ebook, something, so people can hear that you got the chance to literally walk what God was trying to show us in similes and stories and that he's done. You got a chance to literally experience that. Like this cannot be something just for you, right? I mean, yes,
Mhm.
it made you an amazing leader and a servant leader, and you're able to understand humans and different things. But you got to put this down so people can really see like something, like a journal or something to kind of see how this thing really works. You literally are like the walking billboard of the Bible, of Jesus, the hands and feet of a shepherd. Because why would he keep, the cool part I like is because of that time, that was that highest industry, the industry that they were in, and he allowed you 2,000 plus years later. to experience what they experience and the similes and the difference, um how he explains it. You literally got it. Like it's just like you, man, you gotta put this pen to paper, man, so people can see. I know you're a walking billboard with your shirts and different things, but I think that's the next level for you, man, to be able to like express that some type of way, because it's so captivating. Like, to be able to see that, it is just like so captivating, man. I'm still up here like,
Right. Amen.
I
I
love.
told you when I met you, I'm like, I'm just super average. You're like, no, there's nothing average about you.
Bro, I don't even know why you use that word. That's why I was like, bro, why did you using that word?
I am super regular.
When you said, first of all, okay, when you first said it to me, I was like, I'm gonna let her have that. Maybe this is how she's keeping herself, on low key humble. But I'm like, bruh, ain't nothing average about you. You are truly I mean, you are something I cannot put my hands on. I swear to God, it's like I can't even put words to it. It is so you're super special, man. And I don't know how it just started off from a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in training and you wearing this t-shirt, and I'm thinking about it from this perspective is because I'm part of a prayer ministry team, and we always talk about sister keepers, and here you come walking up, and I'm like, wait, God, hold up, we were just talking about that, and here this young lady go with this shirt on, because our prayer circle team is always talking about t-shirts. Like, man, there needs to be a t-shirt. Like, man, that needs to be a t-shirt. And then here come the walking billboard t-shirt, and that's why I was like, excuse me, ma'am, can you please tell me where you get this t-shirt from? And I'm just average. I was like, no, dude, I'm gonna need you to not say average, man.
Right. So funny you mentioned the prayer ministry, because when we think about the rod and it being a tool that we use to protect our sheep, for us in ministry or just as Christians, our rod is prayer. Our
Mhm.
rod is how we beat back the enemy. So I love that you said that these things tie into your prayer ministry, because it really does. And it is how we can be our sister's keeper, right? So if you have to ask me what's the one thing that I got a lot of practice of out there with the sheep, prayer. Prayer. A lot of prayer, a lot of opportunities to pray. But it is kind of like how we get to that inner impact. It God does give a revelation to say yes to Christ. He does give you these promptings to go deeper into understanding the Bible and going and picking the church to join. But prayer is a thing that ties all these things together, because as you're doing these things, the enemy is on top of you. The wolf is coming, right? The
Mhm.
serpent is already there in the field with you. And when you take that rod, you take your prayer. That is how you beat back the enemy, how you
Mhm.
protect you as a sheep and those that are around you that are sheep. Because even I, as a shepherd, I'm still a sheep, right? I'm still a part of a greater flock, right? So
Mhm.
I love that you mentioned that.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, man, you gotta do something, man. I know, I keep adding on stuff to your plate, and I know you busy, you know what I'm saying? But yo, you gotta put this thing, you got to really document this for like people, man, because like I said, I'm 47 and I literally only thought about a shepherd and being a pastor. Like, never to the it's not common. I'm from the South, so I mean, it's not
Mhm.
common for people, no, people from the South to be like, I'm a shepherd. Who is you shepherding? You know what I'm saying? You're like, who that is, Hoppo? Like, who you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Are you talking about uh the people at the church? You know what I'm saying? But I just think it's so cool that you God broke it down so good for you, and you literally was able to walk with him and experience it at the same time. Like, that's some Like it became Rhema to you, like Rhema word, like it just came alive.
Mhm.
Walked through it. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Mhm.
catch the Rhema, but you literally was walking daily as you were doing this daily Rhema word. I mean, like, dude, that is something serious. That's man, girl, you. So okay. So how did we come to the point of you creating your testimony on your T-shirt? How did you
Mhm.
expend? How did that opportunity come, or that assignment came along with the all the other assignments that I should have gave you?
Right. It literally ties into one single purpose, and it's all just different branches from that root. And really, the job that I signed up for was servant, and being a servant, you can be asked to do many different things within the kingdom, within the palace, right? And it is actually a really high position because it is a position that is garners a lot of trust with that who has employed you. I know I can trust you with the chariots. I can trust you with the food. I can trust you with the wine. I can trust you with the finances. I can trust you with even the other servants. And I really signed up to be a servant. When people ask me, how did I get here? I signed up to be a servant. And God gave me so many things in order to be in those different positions. So when I needed to be able to lead others, He made sure that I could hear His voice clearly. When I needed to help heal people, He made sure to give me the faith to heal people. When I needed to speak to people to help them to take next steps, He made sure that I had the gift of prophecy. And it's really just because I signed up to be a servant. And from there, being a servant means sometimes you have to be a messenger. And that is how I got to t-shirts. So I do believe that I have to write the books. I have to. It is the Lord is waiting on the books at this point. Right? Because I just thought these things were not necessarily common, but too casual to like take it seriously sometimes. I just thought that everyone is doing life with God like this. And not like everyone's a shepherd, but like I just imagine everyone is on their own adventure with God, where they're doing things they never imagined that they would be doing and going places that they never thought they would be. So when I tell people this and they're like shocked, I'm like, don't you have an adventure with God? Like, aren't you on some other adventure? Like, didn't He just take you to the moon last week? Right, but no, so the shirts came because it's an extension of my servitude to God, where it shows that I'm still a messenger and these are my messages. These are things that come and flow from my creativity, but it's also connected to my purpose and the calling He has for me, just because I said yes to being a servant. If anyone wants to gain trust with the king and gain momentum in their ministry, sign them to be a servant. Sign them to be a servant. You get all the keys, right? Who holds all the keys? The servant does.
Man, you dropping jewels, man. This is good stuff, man.
Amen.
Please don't say you ordinary no more. I'm just a regular schmiggler. No, please. You are so not ordinary, man. You, and again, I think that's just your thing to be humble. But I just see God just using you, man. Like you are something special, bro. I wanted when I grew up, I wanted to be like you. I'm telling you, man. You just said, aren't you on an adventure with God? I had to check myself and say,
Am I?
I said, wait, man, you on an adventure with God? Like, what the world? Like, well, we gonna have to get a little tighter. Sheesh.
It's not too late. It's not too late, man. Your venture can start tomorrow. That is my goal, though. That I'm your floor. I never want to be your ceiling. So if I'm doing life with you, if I'm choosing to walk alongside you and you trust me with your heart, I'm making sure you're surpassing all the things that I've attained in life. I'm making sure you go further than me because that is the goal of the shepherd. When Jesus says that you will go on to do even greater works than me, I still am mind blown by that. Like, Jesus, how could I go on to do greater works? But that is because our shepherd is our floor. He's not our ceiling. And He puts us on His shoulders so that we can reach the heights that God has called us to. That is the life of a shepherd. That is the purpose, the role, the heart behind it. And I would think a lot of Christians think that Jesus is our ceiling, like He's something that we're trying to reach to. And Jesus, like, I've already put you on my shoulders. I now need you to reach newer heights in heaven. So we're going on an adventure. We will.
Oh my God. I just could hear you talk all day, bro. I could just be like, what else, God? What else you got to tell the Lord?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Uh-huh.
I'm, you want to be the floor, not the ceiling. Wow.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's good.
Amen.
Listen, listen. So tell everybody where they can find your, my God, I can't even think. I'm just like, it's just, it's just so much. It's just like coming, like it's just flowing. Um, Tell people where they can find your merchandise, um, or where they can follow you on social media. And yeah, man, I mean, we got to do part two. Like, bruh, this is my
I would hope that you would want me to have like to be back. I would love to continue talking to you. I love the platform that you have built for voices to be amplified, for testimonies to be shared. This is a place where people can not only get healing, but they can get inspiration, where they can not only feel seen and heard, but feel like they're not alone. So I appreciate what you have built here because you don't know this, but I've prayed for you for some time. Man, I prayed for the people that would come alongside me to amplify my destiny. The first person to ever buy a shirt. I prayed for you for weeks before I ever sold any shirts, before I ever went live, before the business was ever incorporated. I prayed for the first person who would buy a shirt. And you were that first person. Yeah. So when I say you are pivotal in my story, you're like, I'm just happy to have you here. I'm like, I'm happy to know you. I'm happy that God chose you to be a part of this season of my life because I explained to you that I had been given a prophecy from like over a decade ago. And that prophecy has come to me over the years. It has not gone away. But you know that sometimes you get a word and it hasn't happened, and you just be like, okay, God, whenever you choose to do it, just do it.
right, right, right.
And this moment is a fulfillment of that. This thing that I've been waiting for over 10 years. How this is like I want you to know this moment isn't casual. This moment isn't average. This is something that was highly anticipated, and I'm so glad. So thank you. I just say all that to say thank you for your participation, your willingness, your open-mindedness, and yeah, so thank you. But
Listen, I listen. All. Can I even talk? That's how messed up I am. Bro. I don't even have any words. I'm like tripping out in real time. You know, I'm just man. It's just listen, God. I love how so strategic He is,
mhm,
and how He just put pieces together, and like you said the words, and you're like, I don't understand why you want me to do that, but okay, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? And then it comes back full circle, and you be like, oh, that's why.
mhm.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
I'm like, oh, I was like, I love your shirt. You you need to come on my show. I was like, and then I double booked, and then I was like, oh God, I double booked. Ah, I did too much. I did too much.
Man, I thank you for making space for me. That's how I feel like people at church. Anytime people make space for me at church, I'm like, man, this is just a holy connection. So I appreciate you making space for me.
You make
Uh,
space for me. I'm grateful that you made space for me. And I'm just praying just unlimited flow. Like everything you put your hands just gonna be gold. Like God's just gonna multiply it. Like you think the 5 fishes, 2 loaves of bread was something like that. God math is just gonna like
yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm
So
paying.
if anyone wants to buy my shirts, I'm happy. Buy 10, okay? Buy 20. Um, my website is called myinnerimpact.com, and you can find some shirts for every occasion. So typically, I create drops that are surrounded by the holidays, but they're not limited to the holidays. So I would have created some Christian t shirts for Valentine's Day, for Easter, right? And coming up will be Mother's Day. And these are shirts that are just Bible based that you could wear year long. It isn't just something that is limited to that season. And it is scripture led, it is creative, it is quality that is unlike any other. It is this brand that is going to be able to outlive me. Oh, praise God, because the shirts, and that's why the shirts are crafted the way they are. So this isn't fast fashion. This isn't something where you order and you get the shirt next day. This is something that is being put in time and intentionality into making the shirt, making the designs, making sure that this is something that you will love and can continue to wear. One thing I think people really love about the shirts is how well it weathers over time. I love a good shirt that looks like it's aging with grace. And this is one of those things where the quality doesn't diminish and it just weathers great. So when people ask you, where did you get that shirt? You let them know Inner Impact. Yeah, just like that.
You're like, that my friend. It is. So listen, man, I'm again, thank you so much for um sharing your night with us. Man, I'm just beyond blessed. The nuggets the God put on your tongue, and that was my prayer. Like, Father, just use her. I because I know, you know, as growing up, you had some issues with speaking on, so did I, and that's why I didn't want to do a radio show or a podcast, because I was like, I sound like Moses. Like, I felt like Moses, like, are you serious, God? Like, you sure you want me? Why don't you check my husband out? He's the artist, he's the person, you know what I'm saying? And so for you to, man, thank you. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
On tears. So just thank you, man. I mean, I appreciate you so much.
No, I appreciate you. And I look forward to however I can partner with you in your ministry, because I'm one of those people that believe that we all have a ministry.
Yes.
And it's not just something that we're called to do, it is something that we're called to embody, to live out. That's why our heart posture matters.
Mm.
So thank you for having the heart to extend this invitation to me. Um, if I can say, if I want anyone to take anything away from Inner Impact, it is that the prayer life matters, right? That when you pray into opportunities, when you pray over the will of God and pray to become the kind of person that God can trust, man, there is no limitation to what He will give you.
Mm.
Um, One of the questions I think you prepared me for earlier was, what is my but God moment?
Mhm.
And I had to say, I'm one of those people that I mismanaged previous seasons,
Mhm.
previous business opportunities. I mismanaged quite a few.
Mhm. I have.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I would not have trusted me with another business,
Mm.
but God, and yeah, but God, He's like, there's no amount of flaws that you can have that will stop me from choosing you. And let me tell you, there's this race that I run it with God, right? When we talk about running a race, I think about it as like grace and mercy chasing after me. And I tell God sometimes, I'm gonna let you catch me one of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna let you catch me. I'm gonna slow down and let grace tackle me.
Oh my God.
One of these days.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God.
I can say, yeah, it's really good that I can have that but God moment where He's like, and I see what's in you. I see my spirit in you, and I can trust you with another opportunity. I can trust you with another season of finding me and discovering me and helping others to discover me. So when I think about all the things I've mismanaged over the years, it is really that, but God still chose me. He still
Yes.
uses me. And I hope people can see this and know that He is not waiting for you to become perfect. He wants to use you and your imperfections to encourage other people to start in this place. Right? So that, you continue this movement of these imperfect people reaching up to the one who is perfect. That is kind of the message behind Inner Impact. It is not that you were perfect and God chose you. It is because that He is perfect, and in His perfectness He placed that inside of you, and He's like, it's in you. Let me just slow down enough so I can catch you, so I can bring that out of you. So this is just an outward reflection of that moment where He caught me for a season, for a second, and He saw me, and He's like, you're your sister's keeper. For that moment He caught me. He says, you are my beloved. there was a moment he caught me and said, "You are rooted in love." And it's just, these are just reflections of that moment where he caught me and we just saw eye to eye. We saw each other, and now this is on a t-shirt.
This is this. This was a testimony for me, and I put it on a t-shirt for you. For you to catch it.
Right. You see me in an impact shirt. You asked me for the testimony.
Right. He used me for this moment. You are my sister because I had to become my sister keeper. Now you get to. Now I get to transmit it into you. Become your sister. I give you a beloved. I was beloved. I am beloved. Now I get to transmit it into you. You know, that's how my brain works, right? Sorry.
That's exactly how it is. So, yeah.
Again, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I cannot wait till we get together. We'll have such a good time.
Amen. I appreciate that.
And we're gonna let you go. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity that you came and just share. Again, we pray multiple blessings upon your hands, and you continue to keep that heart of God on you, man. Just continue to walk with him and hear his voice. And when he said, "Salete," we all just listen to his voice and stop and listen, you know. So thank you so much for being on the Dumping Ground platform tonight. And may God bless you, and you go be great. Continue to be great. God bless you, babes.
Right.